The most dangerous work in life is the kind nobody applauds you for. The kind done in silence, when nobody's watching, and when no one even knows you're trying. This is the grind nobody sees, the stretch of time where results haven't shown up yet, where effort feels invisible, and where faith in yourself becomes your only currency. It's not glamorous, it's not documented, and it doesn't reward you right away. But that's what makes it powerful. It forces you to separate real drive from the illusion of progress that comes with being seen. Progress behind closed doors is what happens after the world stops clapping. When you've posted enough, talked enough, or told people what you plan to do, and in the attention phase, that's the moment the real work begins. Because public motivation is surface level fuel. It burns fast. The grind nobody sees demands that you create an internal generator, something that powers you when approval disappears. You stop chasing recognition and start building resilience. That's the shift from wanting to appear successful to actually becoming it. Most people will never reach their full potential because they depend on an audience to feel alive. They need feedback to move forward, and when that feedback disappears or becomes negative, so does their effort. But mastery lives in the invisible hours. It lives in the repetitions nobody count, the drafts nobody read, the failures nobody hears about. Hidden work sharpens the mind because it removes distraction. It's not about showing progress, it's about becoming the kind of person capable of sustaining it. This is also where identity fractures. The person you used to be, driven by comfort, validation, and convenience, starts dying. And that death is painful because the private grind exposes every weakness you've been hiding behind social approval. You realize how much of your motivation depended on being seen. When you strip that away, you face yourself without filters. That's where the breakthrough happens, not in achievement, but in reconstruction. People often like to say, trust the process, but they rarely understand what that really means. The process isn't some mystical timeline that delivers rewards if you wait long enough. It's the process of deconstruction, the tearing down of your illusions about how fast life should move, how much you're owed, and how success should feel. The grind nobody sees is brutal because it shows you that life isn't fair, not even close. Some people start ahead, some face obstacles they didn't create, but none of that changes the one rule: effort compounds and excuses don't. The world was built by people who refused to stop just because the odds weren't even. There's a victim mindset that thrives on comparison. It studies what others have and uses that as justification to stop trying. It rewrites struggle as injustice and calls quitting self-care. But the builders of reality, the ones whose work actually shapes the world, are the ones who work in silence. They didn't have time to explain their pain. They were too busy turning it into progress. The grind nobody sees is the birthplace of that transformation. It's where frustration becomes focus, where isolation becomes discipline, where bitterness becomes fuel. The irony is that hidden work doesn't stay hidden forever. There's a compounding effect. Small, consistent action eventually becomes too big to ignore. That's when people start saying you changed, as if the change happened overnight. They don't see the quiet years, the endless repetitions, and the unseen failures. What they see is the harvest, not the planting. But if you understand this truth early, you stop craving recognition for seeds and start focusing on the soil. You understand that visibility is not validation, it's merely the echo of what you already done in private. And when the results finally appear, they come with a calmness. You no longer need to prove anything because you already know the weight of your own effort. You become less reactive, less talkative, and more deliberate. The grind nobody sees builds internal authority, the kind of confidence that doesn't depend on compliments. It's the difference between performance and permanence. What you do when nobody's watching defines everything that happens when they are. The hidden hours shape the visible outcome. The invisible effort builds the visible legacy. The grind nobody sees isn't just about work. It's about becoming unrecognizable to the person you were when you started.